UZ number 211, Ghosts and Other Energetic Troubles, by Brigitt Keller, Switzerland.
This evening we once again spoke about the intrusive vibrations and the various hauntings that occur in Billy's office every day, which literally accompany and follow him at every step and hinder him in his daily writing work, even causing him physical problems in many ways. Today, like every morning, he sat down at his computer early in the morning. He had barely typed in the first A4 page when the computer crashed. Despite saving it beforehand, the page could no longer be retrieved. In addition, the screen went rigid and nothing worked. Billy had to wait until Nathan came and laboriously got everything going again. However, the text from the morning could no longer be saved. This kind of thing happens very, very often, and it is not because Billy is a bungler as a user. On the contrary, he is extremely experienced. As has been mentioned several times, the sectarian energetic vibrations are constantly messing with his words and sentences. Everything that has been proven to be correct, and in the presence of witnesses, is completely changed. Numbers and characters appear in the middle of the words, parts of sentences disappear or are changed in meaning, etc. It is hard to put into words how difficult it must be when he sometimes has to correct every single word and constantly check the text with lynx eyes and retype it. There is probably no other person who would not turn away from his work in discouragement. For Billy, this is not an issue. He stoically works tirelessly and is, despite everything, extremely productive in his missionary work, which is mainly written. Of course, if these disruptive factors could be eliminated, his performance would be even greater than his already extremely impressive daily workload. Perhaps I should try to explain briefly again what the sectarian energetic vibrations are all about. All kinds of thoughts do not simply fizzle out into thin air. They contain a power and are maintained throughout all time. This applies to good and positive thoughts, as well as bad and negative ones. As our overpopulated planet is bursting at the seams, the number of people who adhere to some kind of belief is inevitably increasing. The corresponding thoughts and feelings, like all others in their own way, bundle together and band together invisibly to form powerful forces. This destructive, concentrated, invisible power bomb, which has taken on a life of its own, directs its destructive rage against people who are committed to the truth and who openly and freely try to enlighten humanity at any time, to face reality, not just to believe blindly, but to use their minds and reason to lead a self-determined life worthy of honor. Anyone who knows Billy's writings, his teaching of truth, teaching of creative energy, teaching of life, his silent revolution of truth, his extensive written work, which is expanding daily, his fighting spirit, and his love for humanity, suspects that Billy is the person these gruesome power energies are specifically targeting. They sense that their power to enslave and dominate people is in danger, and therefore strike mercilessly. Whether it is just these energies or other invisible forces that are causing trouble, especially in his building, is hard to say because, as I said, they are invisible. Here are just a few bizarre events that unfortunately do not occur in the realm of fantasy, but in reality. Yesterday, Billy was sitting at the computer when suddenly 2 books were thrown through the air with great force from the bookshelf around the corner. When he picked up the books, he found 2 deep dents in one of the 2, which had collided with a shelf. Recently, he was sitting with Patrick at his desk doing his accounting when a 1,000 franc note simply disappeared before their eyes without a trace and never reappeared. Another time he was sitting with Pius on the sofa in his workroom for the same purpose. In front of them was a small side table on which lay a bundle of 50 franc notes. They vanished into thin air before their eyes. I also remember coins and other small objects falling out of nowhere onto the desk next to him. Incredibly expensive books disappearing from one of his bookshelves, never to be seen again, just as cash disappears from his safe. Physical attacks on him and other people in his workroom, as if by magic. Used to occur. Fortunately, this has stopped thanks to the extraterrestrial specialists who have been trying for years to remedy all these evils. but unfortunately so far only with limited success. The incidents mentioned are only a few of hundreds of this category, but they perhaps give one a faint idea of how powerful negative energies can be. Billy's teaching will endure the test of time, and one day in the distant future, thanks to them, peace will come to our planet. The time will come when people will gradually begin to think, and will no longer blindly and deafly believe and let themselves drift, with the sword of Damocles, the evil, murky, dark power of belief of every religious and other kind, always hanging over them, but will take their fate and the fate of fauna, flora, and the planet into their own hands and will not stupidly and lazily accept doctrine, wars, misery, destruction of nature, and all the evils, and only pursue a meaningless, dull life. For us humans, who know the universal importance of Billy's life's work, there is great consolation in all this spooky haunting. Until his last breath, he will not let anything or anyone stop him from his universally important work of bringing peace, truth, love, and freedom. We cannot really measure the superhuman achievement of this wise, kind and modest man in our midst, but we can thank him from the bottom of our hearts by striving to lead our lives honestly, responsibly, and self-determinedly.